Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Britballin. How is my angel of the north tonight? It's an absolute pleasure to be joined by yourself, Adam. How are you doing, my man?
I'm not good, mate. I've just run off of the dog. I got your text in. I'm pushing the live button. I was like, oh, jeez.
So, how are you doing? You okay?
Oh, I think I'm on an heart attack.
You're having an heart attack. Well, to be fair, as always, it's not usually about me and you. So, obviously, we're pretty excited to be joined by tonight's guest. And I think with no further ado, time being very precious tonight, we're going to be joined by NFL star, former Rugby Union star, British American footballer, Christian Wade. Pleasure for you to join us on the show. How are you doing?
I had to unmute myself there for a second. Nah, I'm good, man. Nearly started speaking without having the mic on, but nah, man, I really appreciate the opportunity to come, chop it up with you guys on Britballin Vodcast. I heard this is the place to be, so I had to come talk to you guys, man.
Yeah, well, apparently it is the place to be. Yeah, we just started it, but yeah, you're right in saying we're getting pretty big now, Christian. We don't know what to do with ourselves. But it's a pleasure to have you on, and thanks so much for joining us. I know we've spoken over the past coming months, but your schedule's been pretty busy. But I'm assuming now with the off season, you got a little bit more free time, and I'm pretty sure you're used to all these Zoom kind of meetings now in football world.
Yeah, man, I'm well versed in these Zooms and all kinds of virtual training and meetings and stuff. So. Yeah, any tips, bro? Just let me know. I'll help you out, man.
And you're in the middle of a snowstorm. You was telling me before you came on the show. So it's snowing all over America at the minute.
I think the storm over here in Buffalo is stopped now, but it was starting to build up with a bit of like heavy winds or strong winds, and the snowfall was coming down. But yeah, last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of snowfall across the whole of America. Places like Texas and Louisiana have never seen snow before, sub-zero temperatures and stuff. So it's been an eventful couple of weeks. But for me, obviously, being a Brit is fun because I've never seen this much snow in my life. So I was out there. Not long though, but I was out there. A couple of snaps and ID stuff. But that was it.
So how come are you just full-time living over there now, or do you not come back over to the UK, or is it just due to training? What's the reason for you staying out there?
Nah, so really it's just because of the whole pandemic and flight restrictions, prices. It's a variable of it's a range of different variables, to be honest. I'm trying to get back home because I haven't seen like my family for. I actually had to rush. I had to get on an emergency flight to get back over here last March, right. Just before the lockdown happened. Yeah. So I haven't seen them for like a whole year. And I was only back for like 7 days. And prior to that, I had only been, in England for 7 days before that as well. So you can imagine I'm getting a bit homesick over here, man.
I was going to say, yeah. Food's not the same over there, is it?
I mean, it's different, bro. Larger portions, maybe
me and Mike want to move there, mate.
That's the larger portions. We're having larger portions. I still don't think it tastes as good, though.
You don't think? I mean, it's a mixed bag. People from America don't really like the food when they go to the UK, and people from the UK say about the food there. So I guess it's just. Each to their own, I guess. I think food in both places is great. You just need to know where to go.
That's it.
That's my take on it. That's my
I'd eat anything. I'd eat it. You know what I mean? I don't even care. Just put it on a plate. I'll eat it, man. Like, it doesn't even have to be on a plate. I'll eat out of a hat. I don't care, man.
That's a Geordie in you, that, man. If you need Christian as well, if you need subtitles and stuff for Adam, don't worry, you won't be the first person who needs it. It's that Geordie accent.
Nah, I'm good. Obviously, playing rugby, there's plenty of Geordies that play rugby, so I can understand what he's saying. It's all good. It's all good. So, one of my coaches is from Newcastle, actually.
Really? Is it?
John Fletcher, he be speaking like that, and Peter Walton as well. They're from up there, so they had that strong accent, bro. So you can imagine in meetings, all of us are just trying to listen intently so that we can not miss what the strategy is for the week.
Well, I was toning it down for you, but if we can talk like this, let's do it, mate. Right, let's go.
So talk us through that then, Christian. I've researched enough of your story and followed you since you went stateside. But for everyone else watching who might not know, how did that come about then? So obviously you played professional rugby in the UK for a fairly long time, didn't you? So how did you make that transition and why?
Yeah, so I went professional straight from school, 2009. Showing my age a little bit there. You know what I'm saying?
You're still younger than me, mate. I've checked that.
Left school. I was, professional rugby. Made my way through the ranks. Got to the highest level. There you go. Fletcher's a legend. Thank you. I didn't even realize that those pop-ups were coming up, but yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out now.
Keep an eye out for them.
But professional rugby, represented England sevens, all the age group stuff. Worked my way up to, even getting called up to go on the Lions tour as well, where we won in Australia, 2013, and I just really got to a point, bro, where my focus for like what I wanted to achieve, I just didn't feel like, I could reach that kind of goal in rugby anymore. And, I had already done what I needed to do, what I kind of set out to do, which was, play at the highest level. And, the opportunity to go to the NFL came up, and I'd seen players like Alex Gray, Christian Scotland Williamson, F.A. Abada, Alex Jenkins, Jordan Maylard. There's loads of people that were kind of going through the international pathway program. So I was just like, I want to do that too, because if I can do that and make it into the NFL, that would be huge for me. Because then, there's a whole range of opportunities, including like, the elite level of training, coaches, testing myself against best athletes in the world. That's where I wanted to be, to see how I matched up as an athlete. And it's also something for me, when I hit 50, 60 years of age and I've got my kids and I stopped doing sports, I want to say that I didn't leave anything out there, Same way people say you're on the field, make sure you come crawling off the field, don't leave anything on the field.
Yeah.
I want to do the same thing, but, if I want to play 2 sports, 4 sports, or at a higher level, I want to be able to say, yeah, I had the opportunity, I did it. And, this was my story. I can inspire other people, use my experience and wisdom to help other people. Because that's really what, for me, it's all about, reaching potential, fulfilling that, and then using that to, then give back and, help the next generation, whether it's in sports or in the world of work, in the world of business.
Yeah.
No, I mean, have you ever took a good look at it and realized that you've been in the like top 0.3% or something in 2 sports now? Like, I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm not. I haven't looked into that detail, because I'm so like, vision focused in like just trying to be an overachiever, because most of my career people, basically talk down to me in terms of, are you too small? You can't do this, you can't do that. That's like my whole career, you know what I'm saying? So I really have that underdog mentality for the rest of my life, just because of like, the way people treat me and stuff. So
one of the things I've noticed with what's that transition like from rugby? Because you mentioned you're small there. Now I've seen a picture with you in FA last year. You're not small, Christian. Come on, there's some guns under there now. I noticed you put on a bit in terms of muscle. Did you feel you had to do that, bulk up, get bigger,
everybody has their own views of, you NFL, you're gonna have to put on size now, blah blah blah. But ultimately, if you train correctly for whatever sport or whatever it is you're trying to do, your body's just going to change and adapt to what it needs to do. So, in rugby, we're doing a lot of running, fitness, running, but then a lot of down ups, all that sort of stuff. So you kind of get into that CrossFit kind of body shape, you know what I'm saying? And then you have the forwards who are like forwards are really like extreme athletes. You know, but like even though they don't look like it, it's like they're like ridiculous athletes. And then now I've come to the NFL. You know, I ain't doing any more fitness. Like our fitness test is like run the width of the field, so like go there and back 10 times, and you get like a 45-second rest in between. You know, going there and back, which is like, you know, I ain't gonna say anything just in case any coaches are watching, but it's not that hard, isn't it? So, you know, in rugby, we'd have to do that, take a break, do it again. You're supposed to do like 3 sets, and it would be more like the whole field, you know, from, you know, try line to try line, or touch, you know, goal line to goal line. So it just all depends on how you are training. And for me, I went from, you know, doing all that running and chasing kicks and, you know, running after kicks and whatnot, to just working on footwork and drills and, you know, accelerations and, you know, blocking and stuff like that. So I went from like 185 pounds to 200 pounds in like 4 months, you know, so it's not like a huge gain in a short space of time, but it's, you know, very necessary to what needed to happen for me to go over there and, you know, compete at the highest level.
Yeah, and imagine you putting on £15, didn't like me putting on £15 at Christmas. Mine's circuit. I'm assuming that's not just eating a couple of extra takeaways, is it? That's definitely probably more like muscle. So, I mean, the question I have to ask you, because anyone who's watching who plays rugby or American football, you've been hit off on both. What's harder? Is it getting smacked up off a middle linebacker, or is it getting tackled in rugby?
Just remember the show that you're on, by the way.
Come on, you've got to answer it.
Nah, I got an answer, but it's like people might say it's like controversial, isn't it? Because it's different, bro. It really is different. Like if you get caught properly in football, right, it's over for you. It's over. You know? I got hit like by a D lineman, right? Like on my pads, bro. On my pads, like right here. And that the pain just like shot across my chest, like basically ended up being here, and it still hurts. This was last year, bro. Last season. Like and that was in practice, and we're not even really hitting hard. So there are certain hits that, you know, you're not going to recover from, bro. And in rugby, you know, we get hit in practice, in training, but because there's a technique and there's certain rules, you know, it's safer. It feels safer, you know. In NFL, they don't really care. It's like I'm coming for you, and I'm going kamikaze off my feet head first, boom, flying like missiles. So it's different. But you know, I've also been hit in rugby as well, where I've had someone like Tui Tupo come and just level me, boom, ball up in the air, all sorts. So it really is just about, you know, how you get caught on the field, bro. Because if you can get blindsided in football, that's gonna hurt, whether you got pads on or not. And it's the same in rugby, you know. Although it's, you know, more technique, I've seen dudes get lit up. You know what I'm saying? I've lit up some dudes, knocked a couple of guys out.
See, I always describe the two sports. I say rugby's a contact sport, and American football is an impact sport, because you get impacted from all over, man. So I don't even put them in the same sort of category. Do you know what I mean?
You can't. Yeah, I like that, Adam. I might start using that. You know what I mean? Because like I get that question a lot, and it's just like, bro, it's different, man. People always ask the same, but it really isn't. You know.
Somebody clip that. Someone clip that. Christian Wade's actually going to use something I said. Clip it. I want that for my Instagram.
Right, you can mute him for the rest of the show now. That's fine.
Yeah, press mute. I'm trying to look for the mute. I'm looking for the mute.
There's no mute.
I can drop him off. Don't worry, Christian. I've got that power. No, so talk. He's gone. So talk me through that. The one thing that's really pertinent for me. So fast forward, we've been through the international pathway program. You've obviously worked hard. That first snap, Indianapolis Colts. You must have been bricking your pants. What happened? Like you just gone. Like.
You know what though? I wasn't even scared. You know, I weren't bricking it, bro. Because you gotta remember, I've been a professional for a long time, and even before I went professional, you know, we had Adam, don't be dissing rugby, man.
I'm not gonna mess with John. Everyone knows John. I'm not messing with John.
I was gonna say I saw the word Wigan. I was gonna say, yeah, you don't want to mess with them Wigan, bro.
No.
Dope,
Clip
bro.
that for John as well. Clip that for John.
Hey, because I had one of my coaches, Sean Edwards. He used to play for Wigan. Right, he's that guy, bro.
The real deal.
You don't want to cross him, bro. He'll mess you up, bro. But anyways, what I was saying was, I can't remember what I was saying. What was you talking about?
I can't remember either. Don't worry about it. I think Wiggins threw us all off. We like to raise the bar here.
Oh,
Christian,
now you asked. Now I know. I know what you said. Now you talking about me being scared.
Yeah,
my first time on the field.
Player.
I suppose not scared. Just that. What was that feeling like? Obviously, because not only did you take your first snap, like I would be bricking it. Not only did you take that first snap, you went to the house, like literally. First play.
Nah, I know what I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean, but it was so. What I was trying to say is because of having that intense like international pathway program at IMG, coming home for like 5 days and then going shipped straight to the Bills to get ready for OTAs and all that sort of stuff. I have football in my mind the whole time for like a good, I don't know, 8 months, and the way that the Bills train. It's like being in a game. So by the time we got to the preseason games, we had gone through all that stuff so much that like, even though it was my first game, because the game isn't like free flowing, right? And it's just like, oh, you're going on for this play, you're going for that. I actually felt like real comfortable. Like, oh, what's the play? Okay, cool. I know exactly what I'm doing. But the difference was, how well could I execute that? How could I execute it to a high level? The answer was like yes and no, because I didn't have all the techniques, but I do have the raw talent and skill. So when they gave me that play, I did all my reads and stuff, and I knew that we'd been setting them up all game. So they shifted the front and overloaded, the left side, which is obviously where we was running to. So I already knew I was cutting that all the way back, and then whatever happens. So literally, the snap came. In my head, I was. Yeah, pre-snap, I was already excited as soon as I saw them move, because they tried to move on the cadence, right? So I was just like, oh yes, here we go. That's why I took the handoff kind of like this rather than like this, because I was excited. The ball came, I went boom, just took that, and it was just like out of there, boom. I just started running, and as soon as I started running, I knew no one was going to catch me, because people don't catch me. You know what I mean? If I'm gone, I'm gone.
I mean, I'd just like to point out, now that you're on the show, I do want to say thank you for that play, because I might have won a little bit of moolah on that touchdown, so thanks very much.
for real? Hey, let me know how much, so I can tell you the percentage, bro.
I'll send you some.
Yeah, man. So that whole experience just was crazy, bro. Being on the field. I don't know if you've seen like NFL films. They have me mic'd up for that. So that was my mic'd up game for NFL films. And then you had Frank Gore, running back legend, bro. Like, man, just go out there and play rugby, bro. Like, he's like, what I tell you? I was just like, just play rugby, bro. And he's like, yeah. Because obviously they see my clips and stuff too, and they're like, see, you can play, because in practice, I would be going a bit slower, or like, kind of tiptoeing around a little bit, because I'm still, trying to find my lay of the land and whatnot. And then they'll be like, bro, you just do what you do in rugby, bro. And I was like, yeah, this is practice though. I wasn't trying to do an Iverson and say, oh, it's practice. I was more like, it's practice. I'm trying to learn. And then when the game comes, it's a different story, of course, because then I can go full speed. It's the opposition, so I can go hard and run into them. I don't want to be the guy in practice to hurt somebody, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a crazy experience, man. And then obviously you see what happened in the second game too. Yeah. So yeah, it was just a great first year.
The second one's against the Panthers, weren't it?
Yeah. That's what.
Like, don't count that one. Don't count that one. Don't count that.
You support the Panthers?
No. Yeah, to be fair, it's the only.
Better luck next year. It's all right.
think I think that's the only time I've celebrated a touchdown against the Panthers. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. I was like, fair play. It's only pre-season. It didn't. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, remember, I didn't score. To remember, I got tackled like 2 yards short, bro.
Oh yeah.
In that game, you were used more in the passing game. You were used coming out and catching passes. I like that. That was like, I don't think the Panthers were even expecting that, to be honest.
Probably not, because I mean, especially
great
someone
team,
who
though.
played football.
Great team,
They're a good team, you know. They were good, you know. They were good.
Back in the day.
Nah. That's a good team, man. I got a few friends down there, obviously with FA, and then to be honest, most of them came to the Bills last season. So you got like Mario.
Well, I was going to say Mario. Yeah.
Ryan
What's that, FA? Christian slagging off the Panthers. I'll tell him not to. FA's on the phone, mate. He says top tip.
He said, remind him who's the best British player, he said to me.
We should have got FA on the show. We'd have to do another one to get FA on there, bro.
He ditched us 2 weeks ago. He ditched for 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's trying to sort his feet. He's in London and he's trying to come back stateside. So
he's trying to train.
Yeah, a little plug. He should be coming on in a couple of weeks, hopefully. So we'll let you know when he's coming back, when he's coming on, and you can just pop up and give him some grief if you want.
They do it. We'll do a secret one so that he don't know I'm coming on.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
For everyone watching now, when FA is on, you all know Christian's coming back on as well. So there we go.
Don't say anything.
Edit this bit.
Yeah. And to be fair, if FA is watching, then that's fine. Clip that. Clip it. No. So where you at now then, Christian? Obviously not physically in Buffalo. What are you thinking for next year? Because you just signed your contract for this season, haven't you? What's your goals for this year?
So what did I do? Let me see what Kane says, because Kane obviously has all the insight here. Bill said they let you learn the sport and play a playbook for a year. What's your thoughts on the team's progress and thoughts on next year? My pops is massively looking forward to you. Is that why you asked me the question, bro? or is Kane reading minds?
Kane's reading minds. Go on. No, he'd already said that, but I thought I'd kind of like tag that in.
He tried to steal Kane's question.
Kane, have a word. But man. Like you said, I was awarded a new futures contract, which means the previous contract I had, as you know, is with all NFL contracts, they're not guaranteed. So, once that's run out, they've basically given me another contract, but they call it a futures contract because there's no guarantee that, you're going to be there for the whole year, because anything can change. So it's something to celebrate for sure, because it means, I'm still going to be in the NFL, but all it means in my mind is, it's another opportunity to go out there and compete for a job to try and make the 53. And if I don't make the 53, then obviously it's the practice squad. And it's a bit different to, England. When you make the NFL, that's the celebration, because it's not like in our sports back in the UK where it's just like, okay, cool, you got a contract, but are you starting though? Or are you on the bench? Or are you reserved? Is the NFL, it's like, okay, you make it to the NFL, that's it. Like, you're in the NFL. There's not like, oh, are you a starter? Are you in a practice squad as such? Because if you're in the NFL, everybody is in that top whatever percentage. And, if you play regularly, it's just because you've had the opportunity and you've been running with it. Everybody else is just waiting in like a loading bay, for their op to come. And that's how I see it. And that's really what it is. And that's how the Americans view it as well. They're just, we're just waiting for my guy to get an opportunity, or my guy, he plays now. Like, he's a vet. He's been doing it for 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, FA's a great example of that, way, because he bounced around a couple of teams, was on a lot of practice squads, came to Carolina. We saw the talent, as we do. And then he made it into the 53, and he'll get a new contract this year as well, which is really good.
Exactly. Yeah. FA, like I said, FA is one of those dudes, he's been on practice squads, waiting for his op. And, sometimes, there isn't no op at one team and different things happen, just like in the business. So you have to go somewhere else wait for your op there. And then like FA did with Carolina, he was there, 1 year, and then he, made the team the second year, and then he continued to do that. And now he's, cemented as a vet, and he should be getting that, that next contract, which should be a big one, which should bless him and, set him up, which is the dream, it's just, it really is like the NFL is just all about, they want to see who is really like invested in the league before they start, basically rewarding you with benefits and all that other stuff. So it really is just like a loading bay. It's just like, okay, you've made it now.
Yeah.
Show us that, you aren't just here for the money, but that you actually love the game and you want to, make an impact in the sport, however you want to. And then we will reward you with the benefits and stuff for making us look, good.
So when it comes to next season then, so obviously you've said before that in training you were still trying to learn the game and you were taking things a bit slower than you would do. Can we expect first session back, you get the ball, just lower your shoulder on someone? Because I want you flying in, man. Like, you know what it is? Get that bread, just go flying in, let someone house call every player, man. That's what we want.
I mean, for me, man, I'm just like, this year, definitely a big jump up from last year, going in there with, knowing exactly what to expect now in terms of the game, not having to like just stick my head in the playbook the whole time now because I understand it and got that down. And like I said in the beginning, really working on, the execution of, catching the ball, running plays, running my routes, my footwork, what's my reads, all those like gameplay stuff, which, you can't really simulate. You have to kind of just watch film, do a lot of visualizations, because that's really how I'm learning. There is an opportunity for me to be getting reps because, the people who are starting right now, they need to get them prepared to play. When it's my op, then I'll start getting reps when I need to play. So, it's really like, structured, but everyone has to be ready at any point. And, that's down to you. They're not going to be trying to hold your hand or say, yo, you need to do this, you need to do that. When your name is called, you got to be ready.
And hopefully you'll have the pre-season this year, want you to make that impact like you did a couple of years ago, because obviously that would have probably impacted last year. A great question came through here from Kieran. From a pro's perspective, what's the best way to get through a defender? I'm going to turn it a little bit. What do you prefer to do? Absolutely run through, lower your shoulder, bury him, or are you going to dance around and juke him?
Well, like in my position, you got to be smart. So, a lot of people will be saying, oh, you're too small, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. But, like I said, I've knocked a couple people out in my career, by running through them or whatever. I'm not saying I've done it a lot of the times, but it's happened. But obviously for me, the way I prefer is really to wrong foot somebody, make a miss, use my speed. But like if there's no gap or whatever, then sometimes I use my footwork to get them off balance and then run through them, So it really all depends on the situation you're in and what game you're playing, because you play football, you can use the sideline to go out of bounds, bro.
I'm pretty sure I've seen a rugby clip of you where you've done a triple spin move as well. So you've spun one way twice to get past people. Spun back. That was unbelievable. I wish I had that up here now to show everyone, because that is ridiculous. Like, I remember watching it going, what the hell just happened there? Like, how has he done that? Like,
Adam, we will never know. We will never know. The only way we know that is if we're on the waltzers, mate. That's the only way we can do.
I turn that fast. I'm telling you, it goes from night to day. That's me turning. Like, oh, morning. Like
gravitational pull.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Another good question. How many hours a week are you working during the season? Practice, gym, playbook, and everything in between.
You really want to know that? Listen, it changes. So he said in the season, right? So in the season, the day starts at this year it was from 8 a.m. till 5 a.m. So it's like a normal working day, 8 till 5. And that's meetings, gym, practice. And then we have we have 2 breaks, one big break after practice, which is, from about 2 o'clock till 3:30. and then there's another small break, which is about 30 minutes before practice.
Yeah.
But all the rest is literally just who's that? Mustafa, yeah? Okay.
It must
okay.
have man like Christian.
Man like
just gonna put it out there right now. If Mike touches my comment section again, like, I'm not gonna be happy. This is my section. I'll pull up comments, not him. Get off me comments.
That's crazy, bro. So yeah, it's literally like 8 till 5, working out, doing all that stuff, and it's the rest is meetings, like meeting after meeting. So we go. First meeting will be 9 o'clock, and it'll be from 9 till 11:30. Will be a meetings, one after the other, like team meeting, offense, special teams, running back meeting.
Yeah.
We have walkthroughs, all that sort of stuff, and we do all that before practice, bro. By the time I get to practice, I'm like, yo, let me take a breather for a second, and then I have to get ready for practice. We go out there 2 hours. Then we have an hour and a half. In that hour and a half, that's usually on a Friday. That's when I, film Coffee with the Bills. For those Coffee with the Bills fans.
That is brilliant, by the way.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, you need to check it out.
And then, man, then we just do the rest of the afternoon. We review practice. So by the time we finish for the day at 5 when we go home, we've already, seen the review of the also the preview of who we're playing and how we're going to play. We've done our walkthroughs. We've talked about it. We've discussed. We've broken it down. We've watched film. We go outside. We work the strategy. Have a break. Come back in. Watch practice with offensive meetings, defensive meetings, and then we have special teams. And then we go home. So the next day we come in. We've already boxed off. Wednesday, which is I think it's the third down day. So we just go through all third down runs and stuff. And, we would have boxed that off ready for the next day to go and do, whatever the next thing is, red zone and et cetera, et cetera. So it's proper like full on, very demanding. And that's just in the season. Like I didn't even speak about off season or training camp. Because that's training camps, you go into overdrive. So it's basically 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. at night. Different level, bro.
Yeah. Bet it is.
Any of my players complain about a 3-hour training session again, listen to this, Bill Paul.
Clip it.
Hey, you said 3 hours? You said 3 hours? That's too long, bro.
Nah, don't even dare go with that, man. I'm telling you. 3 hours is all good.
Hey, Adam, that's too long, man. 2 hours.
I'll give them one water break in the middle. That's it. That's all they get.
How old are they?
8. No, I'm joking.
I was about to say, oh yeah, 3 hours is fine. It's not long enough, bro. They got energy.
Nah, so I coach everything, mate, but normally 3 hours for the uni team or for the under 19s.
I suppose the difference is we might only get 1 day a week with him. That's the slight difference, if you know what I mean. So you've got to take as much time in that time to get as much in. No, so this year, obviously, back in Buffalo, hoping. So I'm assuming the goals make the 53 ideally, and steal some reps from as a starter. That'd be the goal, right? But do you ever think sometimes you wish you would have started a little bit earlier within what you're doing?
For sure, man. Because I'm just like, at my age, and
Mike stole the question.
I'm just a good host. I try and incorporate questions, and you're meant to pick up the comments. Sorry, Christian, he's letting me down. Sorry about that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. yeah. So I think about that all the time, man. Especially when I think about, now we have the NFL Academy, and I think they're based in Barnet. Like North London sort of area. So that's basically giving kids between 16 and 18 the opportunity to be basically a part of this NFL Academy, which is a team, a college team, college in England, so 16 to 18, sixth grade, how you want to call it. Yeah. And they have their own facilities, so they have their own NFL Academy, like gym, fully equipped. They've got their own position coaches. They got their own like strip and kit that they wear. And they have like a full on training sessions like 3 times a week. around their class.
You're going to ruin the comment section now, by the way.
Yeah, you've just started something here, Christian. I'll be honest.
So what happens is, if someone mentions NFL Academy, you've got Bristol Pride, who's another version of NFL Academy that's been going on for years. So this is what happens. So all you get is Rural Pride in the chat.
Okay.
So as soon as you mention NFL Academy, you get Rural Pride. So come on, Pride, get your Rural Pride out.
hey, tell Rural Pride to hit me up, because I don't know. Obviously I'm new to the whole NFL. Not NFL. I'm new to the American football scene, especially in England. Because I think it was you guys who kind of educated me on a lot of stuff actually on some of the pioneers.
Clip it.
Clip it.
Hey, some of the the pioneers in Great British football, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Or British American football. Does that make sense or not?
Yeah.
Mate, you're a pro, call it whatever the hell you want, man. Just do whatever you want.
You're in the NFL, don't worry about us.
I'm branding it right now. Great British football. Great British American GBAF. That's what we call it. The GBAF.
Yeah. Roll Pride again.
John White, he says we were there first. It doesn't matter who was there first, bro. We're all trying to reach the same goal.
I'll tell you what, Christian, when you come over, I'll take you down to see them. I'll take you there and show them. Someone tag Ben in the chat so we can get Ben on here to link up with Christian.
Tag Ben, whoever. If you're interested in NFL and you want to see more of that, outside of America, hit me up in the DMs. Put my Twitter handle, clip it at Christian Wade, number 3. The number 3, yes. Hit me up in the DMs, because I'm looking for passionate people, bro, who believe in NFL like you boys, and want to see more involvement, in England, Europe, and around the world. So hit me up, or hit any of these boys up. They'll hit me up too. But your question, I forgot again, because John Wise wanted to come in and interrupt with Roll Pride. and as I said, we all trying to achieve the same thing, bro. But yeah, man, I wish I definitely got involved earlier. But with my journey, rugby was, that was what took me to kind of get into rugby is what got me to the level I'm at, to be able to come over here and do what I'm doing now, so I owe everything to rugby. And I wouldn't really wish it to be any other way, but if it was available to me, whether it was Roll Pride or NFL Academy,
I like it,
or NFL Europe, or anybody else that I didn't know about,
Roll Wigan.
Roll Wigan.
We're gonna have Roll Liverpool coming up there soon, and Manchester and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, Manchester's good.
But we're just really trying to, expand the game. Trying to get it out there some more, because you've seen, the response of the London games and how big that is now. Yeah. And I just believe that there's so much more potential in the UK and beyond that, is kind of untapped, bro. And there's just definitely a lot of talent out there. People who, maybe don't fit into rugby or soccer or football, as we call it, or basketball. There's those body types that are suited for football, man. And that if we had that sport, I think we'd definitely start to see a lot more people getting involved. And, if we can create paths for them to get into D1 colleges or, high schools or whatever it is, the more avenues and the more role models like myself, FA, Scotland Williamson, Alex Gray, Alex Jenkins. I have to say Jenkins because he's a Bristol boy, innit? So he might know about this.
Yeah. That's where he was at. He was
that's where he was at.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? I think he told me about it, to be fair, bro.
Yeah.
But,
he's another one I keep shaking with, by the way. We're meant to be doing a show with him soon as well.
Yeah.
Ben, tag Alex in it. Get him in, yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm the official Britballin podcast booker. So
clip it.
If you need me to get guests, let me know, innit?
Yeah. I mean, if Josh Allen's free next week,
I'm done.
If Josh Allen's free,
Josh. You can only get UK Britballers, innit?
Right, okay, yeah.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, whatever you can do. If you can help us, you can help us. You work for us now.
Let's get John Weiss. Let's get John Weiss on here, man, because he's been talking a lot today.
John will come on.
John loves it.
John loves it. He's been on the show before.
Yeah, has he?
Yeah.
What's John got for us? What question has he got for us then?
Come on, John. Drop a question. It'll be something like proper scientific or something as well. You know, like he's like a genius.
Drop a question for Mike to steal, man.
I can't wait to get FA on this show. I tell you what, he'll understand me. He'll understand. Us Panthers boys get it.
I've got a bit of a rugby question for you as well, actually. Here, so it's not me that's put it. It's one of the guys in the chat. So, can Christian name a player from every current Six Nations squad that he thinks could or should transition to the NFL? Starting with, you don't have to say them. You can start with them if you want, but you don't have to. The guys that always wear the woolly jumpers, them lot.
Wales.
Whose coat is that jacket?
I like blinking, I do.
There's one phrase I used to practice in Welsh was pass me yogurt. Pass me yogurt.
Clip it.
Bro. I used to obviously I played with the Vonapolo brothers, and they actually, Tongan descent, but they grew up in Wales because their dad was like, big time player and coach and stuff. So, they grew up in Wales, so they can speak, how they usually speak, but then they also have that like Welsh twang. So yeah, they used to teach me little phrases and stuff. So that was when I used to practice it all the time. But the question though, or his name was Tom, right? Because I think
to be honest, it just looks like he's dropped a Scrabble board as his name. I'm not going to lie. There's
WM.
There's letters all over the place and stuff. I've got no idea what's going on.
I mean, but he could be Welsh though, innit? They use a lot of W's and stuff and Y's and stuff. So.
Just lost all the vowels from Scrabble.
His name there, if you read that correctly, his actual name is Steve. Right? It's how you do it in Welsh, isn't it? That his name there is Steve. No, I'm joking. Sorry.
There's no one from Wales ever going to watch this show again.
Can you imagine Christian's looking, going, that doesn't say Steve, does it?
I'm looking at it like, hold on, am I missing something? Nah, but I've been kind of rambling on because I can't even. I gotta tell the truth. I ain't watched no rugby since I left, bro. So I don't know who's playing, whatnot. I mean, I know the England team, some of those boys, and people who can make the transition. It's hard. It really is hard to tell. Tom or Steve or however you say your name. Could you tell us how you say your name, bro? Just put the pronunciation in there, like if you was in a dictionary.
It
kind of says.
That's how you say.
Is that how you say? Toom.
No idea, man.
No, just don't listen to him.
Hey, Jesus. He's gonna come and find you, boys.
I know. Yeah.
He's in Wales. I'm in Newcastle. It doesn't matter.
He's coming for you, man. But
no, I'm joking. I'm sorry. Please like, share, subscribe.
To be fair, I've just came up with a question completely off my own back. What keeps your daily motor and gets you out of bed in the morning? What is it? What gets you through that? No, just remove that. Don't mind about that.
Just the Asamoah?
Yeah.
Because I know what Asamoah as well, innit? I was wondering if you could be related. But anyways, what gets me out of bed, man? It's just I don't really know. I've just kind of got like this fire in my belly, right? That I'm just trying to achieve as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? So, that's really what gets me up, bro. Just knowing that, I'm trying to fulfill my potential. I want to be the best at what I do. And I'm just trying to get the most out of my body, man. So that's really what drives me, bro. I just can't get my head around it. I just know I'm getting up and I'm just like on a mission. And I think it's just, that underdog mentality. It just is what it is for me, bro.
Yeah, no, it's absolute pleasure having you on. It's been such a good fun time chatting to you. I know you said you had 45 minutes, and we've stole a lot more of that of time from you.
Hopefully, I'll invoice you. It's all right though.
I'll invoice. If you send it to Adam Wilkin, add him on Facebook.
Yeah.
He owes you some money anyway from some bets and stuff. He sent to Facebook.
Facebook.
I mean, are you going to follow us back on Insta and stuff or not? Like, that's my question.
Hey, come on, bro. You know the ratio from following to followers has to remain intact. I can't follow you.
Yeah, you can't.
What?
Hey,
you've been on me show? You've been on me show?
I like it. The honesty.
We're best mates. That's the night out in Bristol.
I don't control my Instagram, bro. So I can't really, you know what I mean? I can't really.
That's
I follow people and they just do it. They just unfollow people, bro.
I'm not cool enough. I'm not cool enough to know.
Tell us the person's name and I'll just freak them out in a minute. I'll just be like, hi, follow him.
That's just his line. That's just his line. What he tells you to tell you to shut up and leave him alone. He ain't following you.
I'm not coming over.
Oh God!
I thought it was actually gone. Nah, I'll follow you boys back. But those are my two go-to lines. I just gave them away.
I like it.
I have to make up.
I'm going to use them. I didn't realize that was a
use
thing.
It, bro. Use it, bro.
So you can't follow more people than who follow you.
It's not a thing, bro. But it's like, see how I got you thinking. Like you think it's a thing now, don't you?
No, but I imagine that's like a cool thing.
Just want to apologise to everyone that we follow because you're getting unfollowed later.
Sorry. No, yeah, I'm gonna have to. The Instagram account's gonna get halved with people we follow now. Now, Christian's top tips.
Yeah. Clip it.
Christian's top. C-Way's top tips, bro. You got
C-Way's top tips.
Maintain the ratio. I don't know what it is yet. Probably something like.
John's got his question.
Oh, John's got his question.
What differences, if any, have you found between working with the support staff in football and rugby? Are there any aspects that you focus on? So is there any differences with the support staff?
When he says support staff, he means just like coaches.
Coaches, physio, film room, backroom staff.
Oh,
everything.
Okay.
I tell you, he's really smart. You'd be going in depth. You want to know if you've got like a psychiatrist and everything. I'm telling you, you'd be right in there getting everything.
I mean, I've had a little bit of everything, bro. But like in rugby, the difference is in rugby, a lot of the stuff's provided for you. You have your physio, you have your trainers, you have your film guys and whatnot. But there's not that many of them because the team's smaller. In football, it's like, have all the facilities at the Bills anyway. We got all the facilities, all the equipment, cryo chamber, float tanks, swimming pools, hot tub, cold tub, sauna, steam room, every piece. Like we literally have everything in there, right? Then we have they call them trainers and not physios. Then we have our S&C guys, and that's obviously like a crew of about 5 or 6. Then we also have, external people who come in to do like the chiropractor comes in. We have masseuses and masseurs. We have a guy who comes in and does MAT. And, all these extra stuff like chiropractor, MAT, all this other stuff. Back in England, I used to do them as well, which, there's not many people who do that, if any. So, I would invest in my body basically by seeing all these different people. Yeah. So now when I came to the NFL and it was all under one roof, I was like, yo, this is crazy. I felt like
saves you a couple of quid.
Yeah. So I felt like, I'm in a place now where, everything's there. And if there's anything else that we needed, they would bring that in-house too. So if there was a guy I was seeing and maybe 3 other guys started seeing him, they would be like, okay, cool. What we'll do is we'll bring him in, we'll pay him. And then whoever wants to go, you can all go. See what I'm saying? So yeah. That's the difference, John. You know what I mean? It's just, whatever you need, they will bring it in-house or they will try to outsource it, or players have enough money to just go and do it themselves, and the clubs don't get involved because every player is almost like its own business and own entity. So you're responsible for getting yourself in shape. Really, they help, but it's on you, and that's it. It's very much,
Perfect.
it's very much like, it's a self-driven environment,
Yeah. No, absolutely brilliant, mate. And I think we'll definitely hit you up when next time you come over, and we'll show you the Roll Pride and show you a little bit about British American football, and we'll 100% drop you a message when FA's on, and we'll tell you you could just randomly pay. But before you go, I've got a couple of quick fire questions about the Bills. So there's a couple of things I always want to know. Who's the fastest? Other than you.
I think it's like, it'll be between, there's a few of us, man. We got a lot of fast dudes, bro. We got like Taiwan Jones, he's up there. Saran Neal, Tyron Johnson, Isaiah McKenzie. Who else is up there? The fastest guy. Diggs is probably up there as well. Who else? Because this is like, this is like a changing room conversation like we have like all the time. They even had there's an after practice, there's a bit of a secret with Isaiah McKenzie and Andre Roberts, like our two returners. But Andre Roberts is the older one who has more experience and been to Pro Bowls, like a Pro Bowl returner. They were going at it for like a couple weeks or all week. And then I was just like, forget this, let's go. We're going to the field right now. But we went out on the field, like after practice on a Friday, on the field, tops off, and they had a 40-yard race like on the field. But there wasn't like everybody had gone home. There was probably about 10 of us who had our phones out. And then it was a handicap race. So Isaiah let Andre Roberts go 5 yards in front.
Ooh.
And then they had a race, bro, and going at it. Well, I can't tell you the outcome in it because it was a closed
closed doors.
It's a closed event, you know what I mean? So I can't tell you who won, but
you know what it is. I had a similar sort of race. So the Jags do a camp every year in London.
Yeah.
And I had a similar sort of race. There was Johan Blake, the Jamaican sprinter. Yeah. He was there. Yeah. He would just sprint at the same venue. So he came over to the camp and I had a race with him and he ran backwards and beat us.
Did you?
He ran backwards and beat us.
I
can't believe I'm telling this. I'm live. Yeah, he ran backwards and beat.
Tell you what, I did the same, and I let him have the 5-yard head start and still beat him. But clip that. I didn't beat him. He was close. Shit, I weren't meant to tell people.
That's crazy, bro. But man, I appreciate you guys having me on, bro.
Yeah, absolute pleasure, mate. No, it's been a pleasure to have you on. I'm sure we'll catch up sometime soon and keep doing what you're doing. And we're all behind you, all the British American football, and making sure that we're all representing, making sure that you're doing the right thing. So it's been a pleasure having you on, mate, and we'll definitely catch up soon.
Hey, Adam, Mike, appreciate you boys, man. For real.
Catch you in a bit. Cheers, Wade.
Thanks, man.
All right,
bye, man.
See you later.
Bye.
Take care, man.
See you later.
See you later, mate.
He's a legend.
What a
absolute
guy.
Legend.
Yeah,
I can't believe he's like my best mate. It's actually a 4-5 now. I've lost a like split second off it. Yeah, 4-5.
Oh, that's my problem. I've had a tough Christmas and I've gone up to like a 4.25, man. It's fucking pissing me off.
You're still rapid though, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, did he say 40? I thought he said 4-yard dash. Oh, right.
No. 40, mate. 40.
Not 40, no. That 4-second 2.5's out of the
question. So, guys, that's the show for tonight. It's obviously a bit quicker than normal, but I was unbelievable, man. I'm over the moon with that. What a guy. What a guy. And you all heard him. Everyone here in the chat now all heard him that he's got to slide into his DMs. So, everyone now, go send him a DM. Get involved. Yeah, tell him what you thought of British American football is.
Yeah, and tell him, obviously, Britballin's the best.
Yeah.
So, thanks, everyone, for joining us. Obviously, next week's show, we do have a huge guest.
Yeah, pretty
There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah, it's a pretty big guest.
So instead of, I say the clue, I've shared it with a couple of people, a bit of a clue. Instead of saying Roll Pride, let's say Roll Tide.
There's Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
But it's not the Roll Tide you're thinking of.
No, just leave it at that. Don't see. It was cool then. It was cool then. No, but that was cool. No, but if we would have just 1 minute, like if we. No one's listening, right? If we would have just went off them both saying Roll Tide, like people would have, oh my God, that's so cool. Now you've opened your big gob
Yeah, but I can do it this way as well, though, and give them a little bit of a clue and say next week, it's in partnership with BAFCA again, so we're getting a coach on. So
right, clip it.
Roll
right,
Tide, everyone.
No, right. Let's just pretend. So I'll say it again, and then right. Okay. So obviously, thanks everyone for commenting on Roll Pride tonight. Next week's guest, we could say it's Roll Tide.
It is Roll Tide in partnership with BAFCA next week. Take care, guys.
Just say Roll.